Good evening, folks. It is Matt Rogers. It is now the 6th of the second month of 2025. I'm going to show you some captures that were taken these past couple of weeks. Objects that have never been seen before, something of strange phenomena in our solar system to the further reaches of our solar system past the asteroid belt. Okay folks, I'd like to say as well thank you so much to the new people coming forward and subscribing to the channel, because it's very, very important, because others know there is something going on out there towards our solar system. Just like this picture you can see on the screen. I picked up the image a couple of days ago. It must have been around about 2 AM on the 4th of this month, pointing west. Now, you can see the formation. Something moving across space, but something of a detailed object or some other phenomena just below, where we can see this opening of these smaller objects moving out of it. What could this be? Could we be seeing a huge interstellar starship? Or could we be seeing something man-built that is secret? Something again that's not being pointed out towards the public, because the public have the right to know of some kind of strange phenomena showing up on the screen here. Let me just show you this. Very, very interesting capture. Look again in detail as zoomed in of these objects and formations. Look as if they are moving out of this structure. There's another one just down below as well, just to here. Just another interesting capture. Something huge moving across our solar system. The second image shows as well, just moments after the first capture, of something else moving behind it. A structure or something that indeed looks like a space rock, an asteroid. The smaller objects, where we can see the characteristics, just to the right hand side of the formation. Just another very, very important particular photograph showing up through space. I mean, these craft, or whatever they are just maneuvering through space. And again, people down at ground zero have not noticed these huge objects. Now, I was able to capture more important, spectacular pieces of evidence of where we notice, to the right hand side on the screen, solar flare activity from the sun. Now, these solar flares are becoming more stretched out towards our inner solar system. Now, it is increasingly dangerous looking as well, folks. Very shocking. But there is some kind of fireball or huge planet that is showing up as well. Let me just show the area where I can see the planet-sized object. To this area you can see space debris. The solar flare activity is becoming more intense, like I just stated as well. Let me just show you this fireball that's heading out with the solar flare activity. Big chunks of rock, space debris, asteroids. It's becoming like chaos out there now in our solar system. Look at the size of this object moving away from the sun. Let me just go back and show you this. Just bring it forwards for you as well. There is something huge. Space rocks, the size of planets. I mean, that is incredible what you're seeing on the screen here. You can see the celestial mechanics of the object. Now again, when you focus your telescope towards the sun, it's going to be quite blurry because of the activity of the sun, the solar flares. There's lots of news reports as well now, and people are talking about these solar flares. Just like the Carrington event many years ago. These solar flares now are showing up planet-sized objects moving with these flares. Let me just bring it to a viewpoint so you can see the characteristics of this huge object. Indeed, looks like a planet. Just absolute shocking pictures. The establishment now, they know this. They can see these objects now hitting into the sun and spitting out of the sun. I mean, look at the size and the formation of the huge heavenly body. I managed to be able to pick up one of these fireballs as well, where you can see the dark refraction. It looks indeed celestial, but it moves like a comet, like a planet-sized object. But indeed, look at the red refraction of light, the huge astronomical glow behind it. Now, I must apologise about my sore throat, but I really wanted to get the video footage out there as well, the pictures of interest, because people have the right to see this. So I'm using different medicines as well to try and get rid of this cold, because it's doing my head in, and I just want to be back to normal to produce the work that is needed to be seen. But again, you can see the characteristics of this formation. There is something going on. Let me just show you this by reversing the evidence of seeing this huge rock and the astronomical red glows. This has come away from the sun, folks. Some kind of huge celestial object moving away from the sun. Now, indeed, you can see the celestial mechanics of the formation during the evidence, pointing the telescope on pre-record all through the afternoon towards the sunset. But again, this is in space, picking up where we can see the view site of a large object, space debris behind it, moving across space. Things falling off the object. There is something out there, folks. Again, like I spoke, there's an upbeat of in the scientific community where they're talking about a lot of space rocks, dangerous size space rocks approaching the Earth. And they're thinking about using nuclear warheads to try and disperse or smash these objects in space. Okay, I hope you can see this as well, because there is some kind of phenomena where we see the white refraction of light from the sun to the left-hand side of the screen. Now, I've highlighted the video evidence so we can pick up the more of the characteristics of a huge object. This formation, just around about here. Are we seeing a huge space rock or something falling off the sun? Please take more detail by looking very closely at this object as we play the video. Watch this, it's very important. Can you see the huge object exploding away from the sun like it's come off the sun? What is that? Can you see this? Very, very interesting formation. Let me just go to this point as well. Notice the formation in detail. It looks evil. A strange apparition appears, or could it be a huge space rock or an asteroid or something else mysterious? I'm just going to show you this on the other clips. Can you see this? It's important. Something shows up. Very demonic. Towards where we can see the view side of the sun. So please, again, folks, send a message in what you think this is on the screen. Because when you look at the formation again in detail, it does look very, very ghostly. Now, many people have seen through different years as well by using telescopes and also sending out light refractions towards these glowing objects, lasers. Many people can use lasers to show up these objects, and they sort of brighten up and then go into darkness and then light up as well towards the star systems, just like what you see on the screen of the piece of evidence I picked up as well around about the 3rd of this month of this year 2025. Look at this orb, folks. Now I'm going to play the video. There's about 3 or 4 of these orbs that you will see as well on pre-record showing up as well. Now again, the video evidence is blurry. The reason why it's blurred out, folks, is because we must be seeing it around about 4,500 astronomical units out there in space. So again, 4,500,000 astronomical units in space. Let me just play the video for you as well, so you can see these strange orbs appearing. You notice the orb disappears, but we start to see other orbs showing up as well. There's 2 of them. Glowing orb formations. These cannot be satellites because of the astronomical units of a distance is too far away. These must be some kind of phenomena, plasma balls, orbs, ghostly formations, or even something of another intelligence. There's another one there as well, and then another one. Let me just go back and show you this as well. Things moving up there as well. Very interesting phenomena. What could we be seeing here? Something moving around to the deepest part of where we see our solar system. Or are we just noticing shooting stars? It's getting more crazy now. We're starting to see something as well. Very interesting video evidence that we're seeing and noticing on the screen here. Okay, so I've taken some still shots as well from the video evidence with the recording that was taken just a few days ago. So what you're noticing again is something very, very outstanding. Something new showing up in our solar system. A genuine photograph of a large celestial body. Now you can see the red refraction of light just behind it. You notice stars in the background, space debris and formations. But again, what took me with this heavenly body is this large celestial object. You can see the area view sites, the characteristics of a planet, or some kind of phenomena of an object moving like an asteroid or a comet. Very interesting captures again. Again, you can see the picture, you can see the photography, you notice the truth. There is something definitely showing up. Something incredible. I've got a few pictures to show you with this object as well on the video. So I'd like to say as well that when we see our sun and we can see these objects moving away with the solar flare activity, I mean, look at the size and formations of these huge heavenly objects. Can you see that this object looks as if it's broken in 2? I mean, how on earth of a size that's greater the size of the Earth could easily break in 2? Just zooming in as well to the incredible capture of this huge event. I mean, something like this, of something that could happen to Earth. It's unthinkable, folks, isn't it? Unthinkable to see and notice of these large celestial bodies and everybody at home just walking around in their comfort zones, minding their own business, doing their day-to-day activities, and then out there in the solar system, and this is happening. I could easily super enhance the photograph, but again, I'd like to show you the actual image. But what I have done is lightened up the photograph, because many of the objects and formations are so dark it is hard to indeed detect through the solar flare activity. But there we have it again, the formation and the large celestial object. Something again that I will always keep an eye on to this happenings right now. We're seeing these formations again. There's been an upbeat in the earthquake activity across the world, volcanic activity as well. Deep in the oceans, there is one of these volcanoes that could erupt at any time, a mega-sized volcano. Strange weather patterns. The phenomena keeps going, doesn't it? Hurricanes. I mean, it doesn't stop. Could these huge objects again manipulate the Earth, manipulate through the gravitational pull our solar system? Something again that could discharge to our sun, discharge to our world, the Earth, of these large space rocks. The most shocking part about this broadcast is this very picture, because when we saw those objects that looked like they were on fire, that were coming out towards the sun, and then just hours later we see these hot objects where you can notice the dark circular formation to this area. This photograph hasn't been zoomed in, so indeed these objects look like they're coming towards us, but they look celestial. And it looks like as this object is moving through space in our solar system, like a large space rock, it seems to be now cooling off. Notice the characteristics in the background where we can see the fiery object that looks like it is starting to cool down. Folks, again, a large celestial object. What could this do to our world? Yet more formations, space rocks and space debris coming out of the sun. This is very important again, where we can see the characteristics of these large chunks of rock, asteroids, meteorites, a huge build-up of the space debris for 2025. Okay, now going to this part of the video broadcast, folks, I saw something very unusual. It looked like an exploding planet. Now, again, pointing northwest on the 4th of this month, and again around about 11:20 at night time, pointing the telescope. Now, at first, indeed, I thought this was a known heavenly body, but again, I noticed with the calculations with the telescope, it was an unknown object, something in space that was further out from the asteroid belt. Let me just again play the evidence, because this is very, very strange, this phenomenon of the object. Now, like I state in the video as well, that anything so far away, it will show up to be very blurred. Let me please play the footage, because something happens to this huge planet, an unknown planet. I'm going to play it for you as well. Watch what happens here. As the telescope was taking observations, notice that. Something like an explosion. This was very, very shocking. But again, could this just be normal? Something collided with the object. Can you see just to the top area of the video evidence? Let me just go back to the observation to show you this. I'm going to move the video just to the upper area slightly with the calculations. Notice to this area that some kind of asteroid, huge astronomical asteroid, comes into play at this point to the upper area of the planet. Let me just play this. Notice that. Let me just go back. I need to show you this in detail. As it's stopped at one point, you can see some characteristics of an asteroid or something. Let me just play this. Like it's hit this huge object. Let me just pause it there, because you can see the surrounding space dust or space debris from the planet, and then to this side you can see how some kind of space rock or an asteroid or something huge collided into the planet, or a moon or something, another celestial shaped space rock deep in space, and then it just shows up like this. Let me just pan down to the area as well to show you the whole celestial mechanics of the phenomena. The telescope was still recording to this viewpoint. Let me just go back and show you this. Something created an explosion deep in space. I mean, who could do this? Something from another world. Exploding planets. Just something else to think about, folks. I'm going to try and get better again. I'm hoping I'm going to get better soon with this sore throat and this cold. It's driving me crazy, folks. It really is. But I will keep on showing and keep on going, taking evidence and particular pictures of the phenomena of our solar system and to the further reaches of our solar system. Thank you for watching the video, folks. Have a really nice evening and a wonderful week. Kind regards from Matt Rogers.